What should you do with that 401k you've had from a past employer that may be just sitting there and you don't know what to do? And so we're going to talk through three options that you can do with that to make sure that you're maximizing that investment and making sure that it's going to be used for the best case for what your goals are. And so if that's of interest to you, then that's what we're going to talk about on today's episode.
Joe knows taxes.
Joe knows the market.
Joe knows Social Security.
Joe knows income planning.
Joe knows pickleball? No.
This is Joe Knows Retirement.
My name is Joe Schmitz, and I'm a certified financial planner and the CEO and founder of Peak Retirement Planning. We're headquartered in Columbus, Ohio. We work with clients all across the country, and we see this a lot where people come to us for the first time and they want to start a relationship with us, and they've got 401ks maybe all over the place, or maybe they just have one 401k that they haven't done anything with, and they always ask, what should we do with this? And so we're going to show you the three ways that we always tell them as a fiduciary to what they could do with it and make sure they know what their options are. And so the first one is just keep it where it is. So there's not a lot of positives of keeping it where it is in my mind. You know, obviously 401ks typically have low cost, so that could be one positive. But you risk them changing companies within the 401k, and then you miss, your login and you forget where it's at. You don't have the up-to-date statement. And so it just can cause confusion and complexity maybe for no reason there. Plus, you can't contribute to this 401k anymore. There's no match associated with it once you stop working. So it's really just kind of a dormant account there. And so I don't personally like that idea, but that is an option that you have of just leaving it where it is if that's what you'd like to do. The other option that you have is to move it to your current 401k. And I like this strategy better than just leaving it there, because now we're going to start to consolidate into that one 401k to ensure that you don't have to worry about all these different accounts. You just worry about one. Now, you still can't contribute to that past 401k, but you can contribute to your current one. So those are some of the same things as the last idea. But the third idea, where we really start to see this become more advantageous for most people, is moving it to an IRA. And when you move it to an IRA, you're going to have a lot more options. One is you're going to have more investment options. So typically in a 401k, for the federal TSP, you only have 5 investment options. And then you have some life cycle funds that combine those 5, but you only have 5 sectors to choose from. In most 401ks, they may only have up to 10 or 20 investment options. And so you may not be getting, the best options for each sector. You may not be getting the best guaranteed or stable value type options. And so with an IRA, you can pick from anything. There's thousands of investment options out there in an IRA, so that you can make sure you're picking an investment that's suited for you versus just picking from a select few within a 401k. So that's one of the biggest reasons why I would prefer the IRA. But another reason why an IRA could make sense for you is because of the ability to do Roth conversions. Now, with most 401ks, they're not going to allow you to do Roth conversions. And typically, while you're working, you can't do anything with that 401k to move it from a Roth if you have tax-deferred dollars in there. But when you retire, or maybe you separate from an employer, you're going to be able to move that 401k to an IRA, and now you're going to have the opportunity to Roth convert, where you may not have had that option while you're working before this life event happened. And so we're seeing a lot of clients that want to do that to make sure that they can utilize that Roth conversion moving forward. And so what is a Roth conversion? Let's start there. A Roth conversion is when you take your money from a tax-deferred investment, 401k, for example, an IRA, where you've got a tax deduction up front to put your money there. So you save money up front. And then what if we just pay taxes on that money now to put it into a Roth? So the reason why we would do that is ongoing in that Roth, it grows tax-free. So if we had $10,000 in our 401k and we paid taxes on that today and we convert it to a Roth, and now we have $10,000 in the Roth and we paid the taxes out of our pocket. Well, now this $10,000 grows to $100,000 in the Roth. Well, if it's $100,000 in the Roth and we take out $100,000, you pay no taxes. So that's the advantage of doing this Roth conversion, especially if we have the time and the growth to accumulate and compound over time. It is something that is a consideration, while also tax rates are lower right now. And we know that by 2026, the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act is going to increase tax rates back to what they were in 2017 For most Americans, that means they'll be paying about 20% more in taxes if their income and their situation stays the same. And so this leaves us an opportunity over the next 2 years that if you have that old 401k, let's get moving. Let's start moving that to an IRA and seeing if a Roth conversion would make sense for you to start paying the tax on those dollars today versus in the future where tax rates may be higher is what most experts suggest. And so again, that's why moving it to the IRA makes sense. And so all of those ideas and opportunities combined can allow you to see if this makes sense. And the other reason why I'm an advocate for the IRA, and I know I'm biased, but it's just a consideration for you, is you can have a financial planning team manage that for you. And so that's going to take a lot of the worry and concern out of your retirement planning away, because you're going to have a team that's done it hundreds of times be able to do that for you and ensure you're making the right decisions like this Roth conversion. Ensure you're picking the right investments. But also looking at the investments as time goes on to ensure you're picking the best options, right? They're not just going to throw darts and hope that the options they pick in the 401k are going to do best. No, they're going to be studying it. They're going to do their due diligence. They're going to be researching. They're going to be making sure they read every company's financials that they're investing in and the different funds they're in. They're going to make sure you're diversified, not all your eggs in one basket, and so that you're going to be able to maximize and optimize that investment over time is ultimately the goal. And so if you have that, plus you have a team that's going to help you with all the other financial planning considerations, maybe that's helping you get an estate plan in place, making sure you've got the right documents so that if you pass away or something happens to you, then everything is going to be smooth sailing ongoing. Maybe you're getting close to retirement, or maybe you're in retirement, someone to help you get that income plan together of how we're going to live when we no longer work, and helping you take that investment and turn it into income. And so, that plus the tax planning of Roth conversions, healthcare planning for long-term care, planning for Medicare when that time comes at 65, all of those are consideration that a comprehensive financial planning team can help you with. And if you have an old 401k, they can manage that for you. They can get paid from the investment that they're managing there for you to make sure that you're not going to miss anything moving forward. So those are the reasons and reasons why I think it makes sense to work with a team, but also why I think you should move that 401k to an IRA. As you are looking for that team, just make sure you do your due diligence to make sure you're picking a team that's going to best serve you. Not all financial planners are the same, and so you need to think and ask yourself, where do you sit currently? Are you a high-income, younger individual? Are you a millionaire who is preparing for retirement? Are you a doctor? Are you a dentist? Are you, a vet? Whatever your situation is, understand there's going to be financial planners out there to best serve you. For us, we best serve that 55 to 70 age group, those who have been diligent savers, those who have more saved up. We call them the Midwestern millionaires. They typically have about $1 million saved up or more, and they're typically frugal, hardworking with Midwestern values. And so that's who we help plan for the most. That's where our processes and our strategies are best utilized. So if we see someone with student loan debt who's just working a 9-to-5 job with $50,000 of income every year, we're probably not going to be the best team to serve them. They probably need to work with someone who's more specialized in budgeting and debt management to really help them. Whereas we're more advanced in how do we manage investments? How do we make sure that we are paying the least amount in taxes, because the more wealth you have, the more taxes you could potentially pay. How do we get income in retirement now that we're no longer working? And so that's where you're going to want to find different teams to help you based on your situation. So hopefully this video was helpful today, very just high level understanding of what to look for if you have that old 401k. And I've actually wrote a Kiplinger article on this topic as well that you can actually go back and read, but hopefully it can be helpful for you, and just make sure you're making those diligent savings and plans today, because if you can make these planning items done today, it can lead to a lot of money received over time. I mean, let's just say you have $100,000 in that old 401k, and let's say that your stable value fund in there is paying you 2%. Well, you're going to get paid $2,000 a year from interest from that investment. What if you just moved it to an IRA where you have unlimited investment opportunities and you can get a 5% return? Well, you just increased your return on that $100,000 from $2,000 a year to $5,000 a year. You increased it by $3,000 just by making a simple move. And whether you do this on your own or with someone else, these opportunities are out there for you, or the tax savings that you can have, right? If you have that $100,000 there and you convert it all today, let's just say you converted it now at 22%. Well, that 22% is going to turn into 25% here shortly. So would you rather pay that conversion on 22% or 25%? Or maybe that 25% could go to 30 or 35% in the future. And so ultimately making these decisions now and being proactive is going to set yourself up for success. So go ahead and subscribe to this channel. We're going to keep them coming. And if you like it, go ahead and like this video as well. Enjoy the rest of your day.